What's going on, fight fans? This is Capital Combat. The name says it all. I'm Rob Jarrell, and this is the initial reaction to today's Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz heavyweight rematch for the IBF, WBO, and WBA heavyweight titles that took place in Saudi Arabia. So it took place at about 4 p.m. today. And what we got is a fight that we pretty much expected. If you watch the preview video with Hakeem and I said that if it ends early, it's going to be by knockout by Andy Ruiz. But if it goes the distance, that it was going to go to Joshua. And that's what we got. We got a virtuoso. Let's not say virtuoso, but we had a great performance from Anthony Joshua as he came in about 11 pounds lighter, and you could tell that he wasn't as heavily muscled. He went away from your traditional heavyweight bodybuilding type workout. He said he went to a prison workout. I still don't know what that means, but that means it seemed like he went away from the lifting, over exerting his muscles and going with more sparring, maybe some swimming, running, conditioning, stamina building exercises and conditioning. And you could tell. And Andy Ruiz picked up damn near 20 pounds, which is not good against a guy like AJ who's coming in lighter, prepared to move and prepared to go those rounds. And that's exactly what happened. Anthony Joshua didn't just fight tall, he fought much longer. He utilized the jab beautifully. And he kept Andy Ruiz from getting too close and letting go of his hands. Now, granted, Andy Ruiz is the type of dude who can take a shot and keep coming. But when you have a guy who's constantly moving, won't let you set to throw your 2, 3, 4 punch combinations, and that you always have to chase around the ring, it can get physically and mentally tiring, frustrating, because you can't catch him. You can't. You're not getting in as consistently as much as you want. And the fact that you are coming in heavier, I don't know, maybe to take those shots better, or maybe you were just enjoying yourself as the heavyweight champ, but that's not necessarily a good thing, because a guy like AJ is coming in motivated, he's coming in to get those belts back, and he's going to come with a plan. AJ, what he did, he utilized that jab, really snapping the head of Andy Ruiz back throughout the 12 rounds, but not only that, landing his own punches and not overly committing. Another thing that I noticed is that his hands were home. Granted, toward the end of the fight, you could tell that they were tired and getting tight because he had to shake them out constantly, but he made sure to keep his right hand at guard throughout the fight. The left one pretty much stayed in position to throw the jab to defend against the counters of Andy Ruiz, which were very few and far between. Now, Andy Ruiz did win, I would say, no more than about 3 rounds when he was able to catch AJ, but mostly he was just eating a lot of leather with those jabs. And there were a few times where AJ was able to land a sweeping left hook and throw his own chopping right from distance. There were a few times where he got in too close, but what he did is he had a much stronger clinch trying to keep Andy Ruiz from getting off, making Andy Ruiz fight him off. Sometimes he would just jump in just to grab Ruiz. Again, it's not just a physical game, it's a mental one, and he really did frustrate him quite a bit throughout the match. He respected his power, he respected his hand speed, and he made sure to stay on his bike, move around the ring, move laterally and not back, and staying off the ropes. Andy Ruiz did cut off the ring quite a few times, and I thought that was great, but because of his lack of activity, you really did not see him get off, even though he was able to trap AJ a couple of times. I mean, that's pretty much all I got for you. I think AJ did a great job at making a great account of himself. There were a few things he could have did better, maybe varying up his jab a little bit more to the body and upstairs. But from what I saw, I pretty much liked, and you really can't hate on it because he won. That's what he should have. It's one thing to want to look good over winning, and then there's another thing to look good while winning. But sometimes you can't look good, you just have to win, and you have to do whatever it takes that you know that will give you the advantage to win. And that's exactly what he did. We got a couple of other fights. I missed the ending to the Michael Hunter-Povetkin fight. The other 2 fights were kind of lackluster. Marius Wack versus Dillian White, and Hrgovic beat Eric Molina, who looks like he should just go ahead and freaking retire right now. What's next? Well, we know that Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder are going to have a rematch in February. AJ could fight the winner. That'll be a big money fight. Or there may be a rematch clause in this fight as a result of this fight. So he may end up fighting a rubber match with Andy Ruiz, who might come in better shape on the next fight if they do it again, or if they take a few interim fights, then do it again. Oh, another thing I wanted to point out, and this is obvious, AJ fought more like an Emmanuel Stewart, Kronk Gym trained heavyweight. We know those guys specialize in dealing with or training taller fighters. I mean, you had an Andy Lee, you had a Lennox Lewis, you had a Vladimir Klitschko, you had a Tommy Hearns, that all have come out of that gym, as well as Adonis Stevenson, who respected not only Emmanuel Stewart, but all the other trainers in that gym. And you could tell. And apparently they had a guy from the Kronk Gym that was in the corner of AJ and might have helped train him to go through this fight, which is amazingly smart. And you have to give credit to Hearn and McCracken for knowing, hey, we need some help. We need to bring a guy who specializes in dealing with AJ. And he probably said, hey, take away the weights, take away the over muscle building, which is dangerous because you don't want to take off that much muscle, but going to conditioning, sparring, movement, coming in lighter, coming in with better footwork, which AJ had great footwork. Tell us what you think. We're going to bring you the full recap soon. I think Hakeem's going to go ahead and do that. There's another fight on tonight on Showtime with Jamal Charlo and Dennis Hogan. I will try to get out the preview. I've already filmed it, but it's kind of a lackluster card. I expect Charlo to win. I expect Chris Eubank Jr. versus Matt Korboff to get a fight. And check out Emmanuel Lean, one of the guys from Richmond, hometown kid who is fighting on there and looking to get back at the big names. If you haven't liked this video, like this video, subscribe to the channel. And until next time, fight on.
This is round one, and you've already lost. They don't seem to see that everything we've done is coming.